What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. We're also going to be getting in some altcoins as well. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $21,354. We're up about 4%. What I want to do here is take a look at the one-day time frame. Then we're also going to get into some shorter-term time frames and see if we're able to hold this hourly uptrend that we've been dealing with here. So if you guys get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's always appreciated. Let's dig into this. So first of all, guys, when we're looking at this on the one-day time frame, same deal like we've been talking about for a while. We're still trading below our 30, our 50, and our 200 moving average. So the macro trend is down. You have to realize that. So right now, what we are having is a little reaction bounce. And it came on some pretty good volume here, guys. We've had some heavier volume, some climax volume down in this area. But it's still something when I'm looking at this on the one-day time frame, I would still anticipate some type of lower high. So guys, say we even come up a little bit higher, right up into this range here, we could get back to $29,000 and we could still just set a lower high here in the macro sense. Because one thing I like to do is draw trend lines. If you take a look at our trend line here and just extend that out a little bit, if we take a look, you can see, guys, we could bounce all the way up into this range of about $29,000 to $30,000, and it could still just be a daily lower high. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. If we are playing this reaction bounce, make sure at least on the daily that you have a stop below this $17,000. Because that's the main thing, guys. If you're playing a reaction bounce and you're going against the trend, that's fine, but you have to realize you are going against the trend and you have to put that stop loss in. That's what's going to be most important for you. Because, guys, think about it. If we inverted the charts here, people would say this is an amazing uptrend. We're going to pull back a little bit more and then have another move to the upside, right? We're trading up above our 30, our 50, and our 200, up above this trend line. That's a beautiful uptrend. So that's something that we have to keep in mind, guys. We are still in a downtrend here. Now, if we get to the hourly time frame and we take a look at this, we've been changing the trend on the hourly time frame, and that's what's needed. So what I want to see are these higher lows coming in, and if we turn on our pivot points, you can see them here. We've had the 17.5, 17.9, we've had 19.6, 19.8, and we're just trying to keep these higher lows going. Once we break those higher lows, if we start falling back, that could mark that that daily higher low has been set. So it's something that I'm really keeping an eye on, is this hourly uptrend. Nice thing that I do like here is that for the first time in a long time, since roughly about June 9th, we are trading up above this 200-day move, or this 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. So we want to continue to stay up above that and hold up above that, because we don't want to fall back below it, show weakness, and then it's acting as overhead resistance and we're trying to bang back through it again. Okay, so whenever you break through that, you want to hold it. It did come on decent volume here. So we just have to see if we can hold this area of about 20,834 is going to be an important area for us here. If we are able to make the next move to the upside, we look at resistance at about 22,974 is going to be an area, then up around that $23,000. In terms of support, like we talked about, that 20,841. Now, if we bounce back to the one-day time frame, I just want to take a look where our relative strength is. So right now our relative strength is at 33. We are trying to cross up through our 14 signal line here, our moving average on the relative strength, and this is going to need to continue to come on volume here. VWAP's at 7.62, so that's looking good. That's in the positive. Our money flow is still not in the green. You can see it's in the red here. We're trying to make a little move there, and we had a green dot come in, and that was at about negative 85 right there. So we have to see if we can keep this moving here, guys. It's important to hold this $17,600 area as we bounce up. As we bounce, we need that volume to continue to come hard and heavy. So what we're going to take a look at next, guys, is Ethereum. If you're here for Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, let me know what coins you're for down low. We typically do 4 or 5. So whatever gets the most votes, that's what we'll continue to do for you. All right, so if we're taking a look here, guys, for Ethereum, we're at $1,166 right now. Main area that we're going to want to hold for support is going to be about $885. That's our area that we were paying a lot of attention to. And now, guys, as we're bouncing out of here, we have to still just look for a daily lower high. Daily lower high area could be potentially around that $1,600 area, so we could get a nice continued bounce out of this, but we have to realize that we still could get that pressure from the 30, the 50 moving average at $1,800, and then this 200 moving average, which is all the way up at $2,800 right now. But when we're looking at this, guys, and we step back, you can see how extended we've gotten. Many times we'll get those nice relief rallies, and that's kind of something that I am paying attention to. See here. All right, so for this one, guys, relative strength is going to be at 31 on the one-day time frame. VWAP, we're at 8.39, so we are to the positive there. We've got our green dots coming in. If If we take a look at the money flow, still in the red, trying to change that a little bit here, but you know, the main thing, guys, is just following the trends. You can see in this bull market here, we were trading up above this 200 moving average basically the entire time till we lost it. And look how much time we spent trading below it. So if you just play, you know, going long up above it on heavy volume, and then when we break below it on heavy volume, that's when you want to get out or you want to start your shorts. So that's what I really pay attention to on the 1 day time frame, guys. For a longer term, you know, swing position, typically you want to be up above that 200-day moving average to long, and below it you're going to be more in shorting positions or in cash, unless you're going to play these counter trend rallies, and that you have to be careful because you are going counter trend, as we've talked about. All right, so watch those areas for Ethereum. Same deal, guys, in the 1 day time frame here, just still in a downtrend. Next one we're going to take a look at here is ADA. We're at about 50 cents. ADA, we've been tracking this falling wedge here for quite a while now. We have a base of support, which is going to be at about 38 cents, 44 cents, and then we're going to look to around that, called about 46 cents, right in that area. Those are going to be your support areas in terms of overhead resistance. We're going to be taking a look at 55 cents, and it's going to be up to around that 66 to 68 cent range. Trading below our 30, our 50, and our 200 here. You can see we're closer to these 30 and these 50 moving average here than many other coins. If we take our pivots off here, you can just kind of see we've been hugging them a little bit more. We've had some good volume coming back in here. So if ADA can break out through here, guys, it's going to be needing to be on that heavier volume. And we'd have to look up to these overhead resistance areas of 68. Then we take a look at around that 90. And then this 200 moving average at 96 cents. So really keep an eye on ADA, guys. You know, if we get into the 1 hour time frame here, we are getting a little bit of sell pressure coming. You can see this heavier sticks here. But what we're going to be watching is this uptrend. Same deal like we were for Bitcoin. So we had our 41 cents, higher low, 43, 45, 45, 47. And then we're going to want to hold around this 48 cents for a higher low. If this is broken, then most likely our daily lower high right up in here is going to be set, and we potentially could drop down to lower levels. So just keep an eye on that. Next one we're going to take a look at is Litecoin. If you're here for Litecoin, let me know down low. All right, guys, so key pivot areas here. For Litecoin, we need to hold support of about $40.32. We are also going to need to hold that $52 area. So those are going to be the two support areas that we need to hold. If we do go any lower than that, we're going to be looking at around that $35 to $30 region. Now, if we can make a move to the upside, guys, and we get over top of this 30, we'd have to look to the 50 here, and this is going to be a big area right around this $70 to $75 territory. If we can make a nice break to the upside out of here, that would be the next overhead resistance area. Then it's going to be up around this mess here, around like 96, 91, 96. We got 100 right in that range. So this whole area here could be a spot of overhead resistance. But for Litecoin, guys, it's been a long downtrend here. We're just going to see if we can change the trend. We do have better volume than we've had in quite a long time, many months here. As we've been moving to the downside, relative strength is going to be at 45, so it is a little bit stronger than many other coins. Our VWAP's at 14.30, so that's good. Money flow is in the red, trying to move to the upside a little bit there, and we got our green divergence down here and our dot that came in at about -89. So the deeper you get these dots, the better typically in terms of the waves. But as you step back, guys, and you really take a look at Litecoin here, the main area that you want to pay attention to are these support areas. Right down here, you can see this, how many times we've tested. I mean, this goes all the way back to May 5th, 2017. So typically when we get down these areas, we at least get some nice relief rally. Guys, when we got down here last time in 2019 or so, we had a 534% rally. From that low of $23, we ended up going up to about 147 before we came all the way back down to that area, and then we went up to that 412. So this is a crazy space. When you are establishing positions at these lower levels, just always do so very small. Start with small positions, work your way up as you learn this stuff. If you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless you all. Take care.